Hello, everyone, and welcome to Flossy Ladies with Xyrus. My name is Elaine Bylis. Thank you so much for being here today. The purpose of Flossy Ladies is to interview different women in dentistry of different ages and different specialties. We're going to hear their stories, hear their challenges, and see how they overcame them. My guest today is known as the Geriatric Tooth Fairy. She is a registered dental hygienist who runs a mobile dental clinic that serves our elderly population in nursing homes in Florida and Georgia. Her name is Sonia Dunbar. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you for having me today, Doctor.
Thank you so much for being on the show. We are so honored to have you here. So I want to just jump right in. So tell me about yourself. Tell me how you ended up doing geriatrics, what drew you to that, how you ended up where you are today. Take it from the top. Let's hear it.
Thank you. Well, this all started with my grandmother. My grandmother was in a nursing home. She helped raise me, and I always promised her that I wouldn't put her in a nursing home. With all the comorbidities she had, I had no choice. But when she was in a nursing home, I noticed they weren't taking care of her teeth. Me being a hygienist, and she had a denture and lower teeth. They weren't even taking her denture out. Being a hygienist, I was going in and doing that, taking care of her teeth. And then I noticed her roommate said, "Baby, can you help me with my teeth?" So I started helping her roommate, but her roommate had all of her teeth. When I went to help her roommate didn't even have a toothbrush. And I looked in the bathroom, I looked all over, her roommate didn't even have a toothbrush. So I went to the store and I bought one, and I started cleaning her roommate's teeth and, brushing them every day when I seen my grandmother. And then my grandmother started telling people, my granddaughter's a dental hygienist. She was bartering me out for cigarettes, had me brushing people's teeth. She was telling people, because I wouldn't buy her any cigarettes because she had oxygen on. And she was telling people in the nursing home that if you gave me one cigarette, my granddaughter would clean your teeth. So one day when I went, it was a line of older people outside her door waiting for me. And my grandmother was in the courtyard smoking cigarettes. And I was like, "Grandmother, are you pimping me out?" My grandmother was cigarettes. But when my grandmother transitioned, I knew that it was something that needed to be done. So I started doing it for free. But then I believe if you start something with a purpose and a passion, it will make room for you. And then it turned into a full business. My husband and I started a business. We collaborated with some amazing dentists. Now we're in over 60 nursing homes throughout Florida and Georgia, taking care of our greatest generation. Now, before I went with my grandmother, before I started with doing my own company, I was working for a company, and some stuff happened there that wasn't very good for me. And then that's what made me start my own, because I knew it would be what my grandmother would have wanted me to do.
Wow, that is amazing. So you're saying some things happened that maybe weren't good for you. And really the purpose of Flossy Ladies is to look at different challenges that are facing women within the field of dentistry. I would love to hear, what kind of challenges have you faced throughout your career?
Thank you for asking. Being a dental hygienist, I think I'm almost at 30 years. It's been 29 years, and being a hygienist in Florida and Georgia, it's some southern states, and I've experienced many challenges. But one of the things, and I hope you don't mind me discussing this, is one of the companies that I was working for, this is what propelled me to owning my own business. I was doing hygiene for them in nursing homes. And I was working my way up. When I was working for them, I went and got my bachelor's degree. Mm-hmm. Then I got my master's degree, and they moved me into a management position. And I was running several states. I was no longer a clinician. I was over several states and other clinicians.
Wow.
And then the vice president position came available over marketing. Mm-hmm. And by this time, I had several years in, and they put me interim. And I just knew that I was going to get the position because things are going good. We were making money. We were topping our quota. It was amazing. I was cheering the team on. We were doing great. And then they hired another woman in over me, didn't even tell me. And the sad thing is, they wanted me to train her. Now, I had already been a dental hygienist several years. She only had been a dental hygienist about 7 years. And I was in maybe over 20 years at this time. And I had many years of sales experience. She had zero. I had my master's. She had her associate's degree. And I didn't mind training her, but she didn't know hardly anything. So I went to the corporate office and I talked to my team, and they looked me in my eyes and told me that I was too ghetto to be given a vice president position. And never in my whole life was I ever ashamed to be called a Black woman. But that was a lot for me.
I'm sorry, you just gave me chills. I mean, that's.
Yeah. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And the woman that they hired was a white woman. They were paying her close to almost $40,000 a year more than they were paying me. And she knew nothing.
Oh,
they wanted me to teach everything. But I was considered ghetto. So, but that's what pivoted me out to start my own. That was the push over the edge. That was it. That was it. I'm not gonna lie. It took the breath out of me. It took the wind from under my wings.
Yeah. So tell me how it made you feel. I mean, what in that moment when he told you what he said to you, I mean, walk me through the emotions. What were you feeling at that time?
I mean, first of all, I was shocked. I didn't think I heard what I heard. And then I felt ashamed right there. I felt vulnerable. I felt small. I felt stupid. I felt humiliated.
And you never feel like that. I mean, look at you. That is unbelievable.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I had to take some time off and kind of regroup. I have an amazing husband, and it was a lot to get back in the game. So and it's not, that's not uncommon for people to feel like that. It's not uncommon for people of color to be faced with these challenges and things like that. I'm not the only one that have felt like this, but that pushed me back. That was the push that made me want to take the charge. You know, now I'm over diversity over the whole state of Florida. I have that pushed me into getting my own company. Wow. That pushed me. And now, like I said, we're in 2 states and we're in over nursing homes. But if that never would have happened to me, I never would have been pushed out. So I guess my pain became my power.
What a blessing then, because you don't belong with those people. I mean, you belong running your own business, running this mobile dental I mean, what a story. That is mind-blowing. Okay, so we can agree that this was a really great thing that this guy was such a jerk. It was a guy, right?
Yes.
So tell me about this clinic. So you went through that horrible experience. Tell me about getting yourself back up again. I mean, how did you start this clinic? You and your husband now, you sound like a power team. So tell me everything.
Yeah, my husband, Sonia Dunbar, and I, from that, when that happened, when it knocked the wind out of me, we got back on our feet and we collaborated with a group of dentists in Georgia. And we started developing our company, and I started marketing the nursing homes because I knew how to market. I was the best salesperson they had. And I started growing. I've even taken some of their nursing homes that they were in. And like I said, we have hundreds of patients. I even train hygienists now how to start their own mobile dental practice. During the COVID, I trained dentists how to start their own mobile dental clinic. Now, our mobile dental, we do have a van, but for nursing homes, it's difficult to put people in a van. So for the most part, we take all the equipment inside and take care of the residents, so they don't have to leave the comfort of their own home, because the nursing home is their home. So we're blessed now to serve people at the end of their life. And it's just such an amazing journey. I wouldn't trade it for anything. That pain became my power, and it's helping me empower other people. So I'm excited about it.
Wow. I mean, what an accomplishment to go through something that horrible and to overcome and to thrive in your new field. You are an absolute inspiration. Absolutely amazing. So walk me through a day in your mobile dental clinic. So what is it like treating the elderly population? Because I know, in my practice, I don't see as many elderly patients, but I feel like it's a little bit of a different approach when we treat an elderly patient versus a younger patient. So kind of walk me through what it's like, what your approach is with these patients.
Exactly. Now, I right now I don't do a lot of clinical practicing because we've grown so big. But I do train every hygienist and I work through with the dentist because it is special treating a geriatric patient. For one, you have to remember you're treating them in their home. The nursing home is their home.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they live and that's probably where they'll die.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be respectful of that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot of them have small mouths, they have dry mouths, and they have very little patience. Now, they don't want to wait on anything, but they're not going anywhere, but maybe to play bingo or to their room to watch TV, but they want you to rush. They don't want you to take time. They don't want to wait. And you can't make it an appointment. Like if we go in and we see 6 people, well, if someone has dementia, they might not feel like being seen that morning. So you go in and we set blocks of time. So we're going to be there from 8 to 12. And whenever people want to slide in, that's when we see them, whenever they're ready. Sometimes they're eating breakfast. Sometimes they're in the bathroom. Sometimes they're being changed. So it's a flexible, fun day. But I learned so much wisdom. And it's definitely something you have to want to do because it's not a lot of money, but it's a rewarding career. Does that make sense?
I mean, I think I want to age to become like 90 years old just so I can become your patient and just feel your energy. I mean, it would be like, because I feel like when you walk into a room, you light up the room. And I think that's kind of what these elderly patients need is not just the dental treatment, but also the camaraderie and to see a new, amazing, fresh face and some life and energy walk into the room. So, wow, you must, I mean, because usually dental appointments are like, oh, I have to go to a dental appointment. But for these patients, I feel like they must love having you come in to their homes and to take a look at their teeth and help them with their oral health care.
They love appointments. They love people to come visit them. So when we come in, they love to be seen. They love people to talk to them. I got a quick story. Do you mind me sharing it with you?
I would love to hear a story.
Oh, it was one facility I was in, and a lot of the patients feel like they're treated just like meat. Sometimes they feel like the CNA see them just as a job, or the people that see them as a job. So when someone new comes in, like the dentist or the podiatrist or something like that, they're excited. So I was doing a whole assessment in the building. I had seen maybe 70 people just counting their teeth and writing notes for the dentist. And I was out of state and out of town. I had a rental car and I had my keys in my pocket and just a clipboard. That's all I was carrying around. Well, somehow in one of the rooms, my keys got dropped. And at the end of the day, I was looking for my keys. I was crying because I was out of town. And I was like, where are my keys? I can't go home. I went to every room like 3 times. And it was one man room. I kept going in. I said, I was in here the longest. Have you seen my keys? Have you seen my keys? He was like, no, I haven't seen them, sweetie. So I went to all the rooms like 3 times. Finally, I said, I'm going to go back one more time, or I'm going to have to call a rental company, tell them to give me another key because, this is going to cost money. Everything's in my mind. I'm bawling. I'm crying. I'm upset. It's been a long day. So I go in his room and he has the keys and he's going like this. And I'm like, dude, you have my keys all this time. What's going on? He was like, you're the only person that smiled at me today. You're the only person that didn't treat me like an object. He said, I just like you kept coming in here and I just wanted you to come back and talk to me. I snatched my keys quickly. But we sat down and we spoke for over an hour. He shared how he had been married over 70 years and his wife died, and how he invented a weapon in World War II. And he shared so many amazing stories, but all some people want is attention. And it's so much wisdom in those walls and nursing homes. And there's so many people that are lonely. So I encourage any dental professional, once this COVID stuff passes, our seniors were disproportionately suffering the most from COVID. But once it's over, we feel comfortable. Go in, spend some time with them. Talk to the CNAs about how to take care of the teeth because they don't know. CNAs only get maybe a couple of hours worth of training in oral care. And we as dental professionals know how important it is. So it's a great situation. I love what I do. I love the population that I serve. And it's definitely for people who have a heart and a passion for this, just like people who work with children. Everybody can't work with children. That's not a job for every dental professional. Because, why are you shaking your head, Doc? You can't do it.
Absolutely. It's funny. I love kids. I love kids. The minute they sit in my dental chair and they start crying, it breaks my heart. I can't do it. But like outside of the dental chair, it's like my absolute favorite thing. It's so crazy. Everyone thought I was going to be a pediatric dentist. I do not see kids. Complete off story.
You don't see kids.
But I love seeing elderly. I love seeing elderly patients. I mean, it's just, they make my day. I love to just sit down and listen to their stories. And so I'm sure you get to hear some amazing nuggets of information.
Yeah.
But so thank you for being here. You are an absolute inspiration to go through what you've gone through and to come out on top and to prevail and to start your own business with your husband. I mean, absolutely incredible. For our viewers watching who find you to be an inspiration and want to follow in your footsteps, what would be a piece of advice that you would give to them?
You know what? Since we shared the story about the horrible experience I went through with my job, one piece of advice I would like to give our dental professionals is we're opening back up. We're going to start having meetings. The Yankee, the midwinter, Henman just happened. If you don't see diversity speakers, say something. I mean, I've gone to meetings and there were no Hispanic, Asian, or African-American people on the ballot. If we don't see diversity, we need to say something, because I'm not going to another meeting when I'm the only Black person there, or if there's only 2 or 3 of us and thousands of people. If you see something, say something. It takes all of us to speak up. There's a lot of educated African-Americans, Hispanic, Latinos out here. But the Hispanic organization started their own conference because they're not inclusive. And that's a big disparity Hispanic communities have. So why do people have to start their own? We need to be one big family as dentistry.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying any more money for conferences that don't have a lot of African Americans, Hispanic women or men. We need to look for that. And I just encourage us as dental professionals, let's look for change. Let's be the change.
Yeah.
No one's a handout. We all just need to be hand in hand. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, Sonia, you are such an inspiration. I hope I can be your level of energy, your level of passion one day later on in my career. Absolutely amazing. For those of you watching, if you enjoyed this, please like it, please share it. If you have any questions for Sonia or for myself, please leave them in the comments. We would be more than happy to get back to you right down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing week. Bye, you guys.